Good afternoon. My name is Katya Demina, and I'm the co-founder of Profile. We're here today with Neel Alwani from Timepiece Trading, your one-stop shop for everything luxury in Miami. Did I get that right?
You got it right, yeah. So we just did an event with them at Prestige Imports. It was super nice. We ended up buying a watch there. We thought we'd go sell
My
some.
friend's watch.
Yeah, that's cool. That was cool. All gold Patek. But as long as we get some business done, that's all that mattered. It was good.
For
We
sure.
made a lot of connections. Yeah.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about what you do. What is Timepiece Trading?
So Timepiece Trading started off as we would source watches for clients when they needed them. We wouldn't really stock watches when we started. Grew into a business where we now stock watches, jewelry, bags, cars, and we're in many different industries now. Just along the way, we met a lot of people over the years, and
Who needed that other stuff? You guys were selling watches, and then the wife needs a diamond necklace.
Exactly, yeah, and the trust was there. So, and yeah.
So give us your background. How did you get involved in the watch industry?
My dad and my dad's brother have been doing it for 35 years. So I actually worked for them for a year and a half when I first graduated, bro. And for the first 3 months, I didn't really do any business for them. I was focused on growing them a social media following. They didn't have Facebook, they didn't have Instagram. So I went and I created them an Instagram, and it took me like 3 months, but I got to legit like 10K followers 6 years ago, which was very, like, not a lot of people had that 6-7 years ago. It got to a point I was selling for my dad, like, and it was all wholesale, but I was selling a good couple 100,000 to maybe over $1 million a month for my dad. I was making him great money, and I was getting $3,500 a month salary. And I was like, yo, like, this ain't, like, I
Where's
love
the
my
commission?
Yeah, like, I mean, the sales guys got commission and I didn't, you know, I only had my base salary. Yeah, he got me a nice Audi when I was doing good. He would incentivize me a little, but that's, like, I wanted more.
Yeah,
I was hungry for more, like any human, right?
Of course.
So with the Instagram growth, it got to a point, instead of just buying what I had in my dad's store, people were offering me hot watches. And then I was getting asked by the clients I already was making for hot stuff, obviously, because everyone wants the hype watches before everything else. And it got to a point where I was like, yo, let me buy it here, sell it here. And because my dad owned the Richard Mille store and the AP store, if anyone wanted me to pay them before they shipped, I was like, hell no, bro. Like, you guys, my family owns 30 branded boutiques. Like, we're not going anywhere. You can come to our store if you have any problems with payment. Like, I have more on you than you have on me, so, like, you know, you got to ship to me if you want the business. And I convinced people to ship to me first to eliminate risk, because obviously when I told my dad I'm trying to flip a $50,000 watch to make 500, he's like, you're crazy, you're retarded, you know, like, that margin's nothing. Like, you're risking 50K to make 500. And I was like, well, I got to figure out how to eliminate the risk. And thank God I was in the situation where things worked out. And from there, I tried slowly increasing the margins. Margins are still super small, but it just grew, and here we are today. When I first started, I moved to Miami. Me and Sean, my manager now, was my dad's employee. He got fired by my dad, so I hired him. And I felt bad. He moved from New York to St. Martin to work with my family, and he got fired.
Yeah.
And then I hired him for Timepiece. We moved to Miami. We worked out of my apartment. It was 1,300 square feet for a good year and a couple months. And we did 13 million in revenue the first year out of the apartment, just trading watches. We came with 2 watches. I think at the end of the first year, we had like 20 to 30 watches. And every watch we stocked, we never stocked basic stuff. We always, like, I stocked what I dreamt of owning while growing up, because I always loved watches. So we'd stock beautiful APs. Like, the average price point, I'd say, was $25,000. Nothing too inexpensive, you know.
What was your first watch, and what was your first fuck you watch?
My first watch was like a Citizen or a G-Shock. Something like, it was less than $500. It was very nice. It was out of my store. I was probably in 10th grade, you know, and I always loved watches. And I never cared about the brand. I just wanted a cool looking watch on my wrist. And I think it was like a white G-Shock or like a steel Citizen or Seiko. My first real watch was a Hublot Big Bang when I graduated high school. Very
That was
nice.
a classic then, yeah.
Yeah, everyone loved them back then. Now they get shit on.
Yeah, everyone had that watch. That was
Yeah.
a hot one.
Yeah, with the steel and ceramic.
But it did kind of also reshape the watch industry, right? And push
For
it
sure.
forward and a lot of new materials.
Well, people will argue both ways, right? Like, people think that Hublot inspired AP shape, but AP's shape has been the
that's older, yeah.
Octagon.
Yeah, I'm so bad. Octagonal shape. It's been there for long with Gerald Genta. It actually originated in the 1800s. So Hublot copied AP, but Hublot was huge, bro. The hype was crazy at one point. So I don't know. It's crazy how you see things shift. Because when I was entering the watch industry, this watch wasn't even out. But let's see, these would go for 60,000. Now they're 100,000. And it's just crazy to see what has happened to the prices. And this is not even a good example. There's watches that I was selling for like 90,000 Richard Milles that are now 400, you know, and just seeing what can happen to a brand over time and how some disappear and how some go up. It's been cool.
What's the delta between what these are retailing for versus what you're selling them for?
It all depends on the model. Like,
Yeah.
for example, the model you're wearing is very popular, but not all ladies can afford a Richard Mille.
Yeah.
So it sells less than men's models. These go right at retail.
Okay.
The model on my wrist is a Rafael Nadal. It goes for approximately triple the retail price.
Okay.
Double. Sorry, it retails like $290. This watch goes for $600.
Yeah.
So double. It depends on the model. We have some in here that go at retail, some go under. Most Richard Milles go over retail. Depends on the model, how much over it goes.
What's your guys' most popular model here?
Our most popular brand that we sell is Audemars Piguet. The most popular collection of the brand is Royal Oak that we sell. And second up would be Rolex. We sell a Richard Mille every day, I would say now, at this point, which is awesome.
What about Pateks?
That's our least sold, honestly.
Really?
And I'll tell you why. I personally never wear Patek. And I invest in what I like because I don't know. I just buy what I like at the right price, and a lot of people like my taste in watches, and it's also easier for me to push something that I truly believe in, and I truly believe in these. I mean, my whole bank account's in them, so you know, I should do more Patek. we sell a lot of it, maybe 15 of them a month, but and we have a couple in stock. But I thought the Richards would be fitting for the video.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So after you teamed up with Sean Hout and started, was it TPT when you guys were in the condo here?
Yeah. TPT is actually the material on this watch. The forged carbon that Richard Mille has patented is called TPT. It's the lightest and most durable forged carbon in the watchmaking game. I always loved TPT, and I could never afford a TPT watch. And I was like, yo, one day I'll buy a TPT watch, and I want to name my company something to do with TPT. So I thought, and I was like, Timepiece Trading. Boom, just stuck. So since day one, that's been the name.
And why was it Miami? Was Miami just the perfect city due to the love for luxury goods?
Bro, it was Miami because there were beautiful girls, there were nice clubs, and it was close to my house. That's the true reason. When I moved here, everyone called me a fucker, like a fuck boy. I'm sorry. They were like, you're a fuck boy. You're going there to party. You could go to New York or Hong Kong or Dubai, which is way better for your industry. And as I lived here, and as COVID happened, this became
the perfect
new
storm.
New York. Like everyone was like, wow, you picked the perfect city. I'm like, bro, you told me not to go here. But yeah, it was awesome. Like God had his plan, I guess.
Yeah, of course.
And most of your clients, do you get them from Instagram and social media, or is it a local Miami base, or a mix of everything?
Well, now it's a mix of everything, but 100% of my, I'd say 90% of my business came from the social media. I'd say 10% from my dad, you know, because he had his companies and they no longer have these brands. So his clients that want these brands, he sends them to me.
Got it.
Which is a good amount of clients. He's been in the industry for a while, but 90% of it, yes, for sure, social media, which leads to word of mouth, which leads to the city coming to you. It's crazy. I mean, we were talking about the other day, me and a friend, how big streaming is, and like all the biggest streamers, like today's streaming is taking over videos, you know, and every big streamer in the world shops at Timepiece Trading. Literally, it's unreal.
We like that.
Yeah, and it's all because of YouTube and Instagram, I think.
Any scammers on the Instagram?
Yeah, we've been scammed.
How do you guys weed those out?
It's hard, but with experience in the industry,
Yeah.
most deals are always ran through by either me or my manager or my brother before they're completed. And with our experience in the industry, we kind of can sniff it out. But some stuff goes through the cracks and we miss it, and we learn, and we just never let the same mistakes happen again.
Yeah, that's what this guy's for, right?
Yeah, and well, I wish we could use that power, but I guess that's the cost of doing business. Right?
Yeah.
Like we win some, we lose some, but we try to win as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how one-on-one do you work with your clients, since you're such a collector yourself and have your own style? How do you work with them to like curate their collection, and then do you tell them sell this piece because it went
Well,
up,
I look
or?
at their attire.
Yeah.
I look at their personality.
Yeah.
If someone's super loud and energetic, I suggest like a Richard Mille or an AP. I think they're younger and they're a little more flashy.
Mm-hmm.
If someone's wearing a button-down shirt and pants, I would suggest maybe a Nautilus, a Patek,
Yeah.
a little more classy. But you'll have the weirdest request. You'll have the dude who comes in a suit and tie and wants to buy a Richard Mille in all white. And what most people come in knowing what they want here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like TPT has flourished because of our strong pricing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you can't get the watch at the store itself and you're looking for the watch, firstly, it's hard to find it.
Yeah.
We have a great selection right here in-house.
Mm-hmm.
And then the prices are very competitive. So, yeah.
So let's do a really quick rapid fire.
Okay.
What is your first watch?
My first watch was a G-Shock.
Okay, and what was your first watch that you bought yourself to celebrate some big win?
An AP. The first like real luxury
The
watch.
first real luxury watch.
I mean, first watch was probably a Citizen or Seiko that I bought
Yeah.
myself. But my first luxury watch was an Audemars.
And today, what's your favorite in your collection?
Today, my favorite in my collection is an Audemars. It's got a rainbow bezel. It's frosted. The only other person I've seen wearing it are two people, DJ Khaled and Travis Scott.
We know it.
And I feel very blessed to own it finally. It's been my dream watch for 2 years now since it came out, and I finally own it.
Favorite restaurant in Miami?
I think Novikov.
Love Novikov.
Novikov always hits.
And favorite car?
My favorite car is a 488 Pista Spider.
Nice.
488 Pista Spider, yeah. For me, it's not about like how expensive it is. I just love that car.
Yeah.
So what are some of the ways that you've seen the watch collector change over like the past 10 years or since you came into business?
Watch collectors went from buying what they like 10 years ago, like Panerai, Jaeger-LeCoultre, Vacheron, they were all selling pretty well, and now the market is fully dominated by your top four, which is Richard Mille, AP, Patek, Rolex.
Mm-hmm.
The buyer is much more aware to the market because of the internet. Now you Google a reference number of a watch and you see what they're trading for after you buy it. And if it's a JLC and you're buying it at the store at retail, you're going to get scared when you Google and you see what you could buy it for. So I feel like that's what's driven buyers a lot and
So it's
changed
more
the
like an
buyers a lot.
investment nowadays than it was.
It's a very strong investment to people right now, yeah.
I feel like I've seen the Vacherons come back though. Like I've seen a lot more people buying them recently.
They did last year.
Was there like a sales campaign that they did or something, or some big celebrity wearing one that like?
Definitely celebrities wearing them.
Okay.
I feel like they were in a couple songs, Vacheron, like I've
Yeah.
heard it in rap songs.
Yeah.
All this contributes, and then since the start, Vacheron's been part of the holy trinity of watches,
Right.
which was Patek, AP, and Vacheron.
Mm-hmm.
Gerald Genta made the shape for all those watches: the Nautilus, the Royal Oak, and the Vacheron Overseas.
Mm.
So I mean, it's just making a comeback because it used to be top three.
Yeah.
Yeah. This year it came down a little again in price, but everything did this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And do you see these younger and new collectors recognize the history and have interest in like they don't?
I don't think most of them do. I think
Interesting.
they like the way the watch looks. They like the way the watch makes them feel. It's like having a Lamborghini on your wrist,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
If you go to a meeting or a dinner, you can't drive the Lamborghini into the venue, but you could wear the watch into the venue. You know, it goes with you wherever you are. I also know a lot of people like the fact that it's you can have it on your wrist and go anywhere, any city, any major city in the world, and liquidate it on the spot. You know, it's easier to move than a car.
That's
it's easier
true.
to move than a house. It's a very liquid asset. I feel like people love that.
You might not want to wear it in Europe these days, though.
Yeah, I have dedicated Europe watches.
Really?
Yeah, Swatch Omega, check them out, guys. They're cool. We don't sell them, but they're cool.
What other factors affect the watch industry and pricing besides just like the basic economy?
It's just like the stock market. It's supply and demand, bro. Like if a new model comes out in Patek Philippe and it makes it that the old popular model is now less relevant, and that one goes down and the new one goes up.
Got it.
Simple as that. Supply and demand, bro.
But the discontinued ones also pump up in price
If
too,
if
right?
the if the demand stays high, but say something gets discontinued and they release a new model that makes people forget about the old one, it may get discontinued and get forgotten about and go down too. Yeah, like recently the Patek 5980, which is a rose gold Nautilus, very popular watch, got discontinued and dealers bought them out, and the price went from like 150 to 210 overnight, and now they're back at like 170, and
Damn.
you know, like the hype wasn't what people thought it would be. So it all depends on the watch. Yeah.
So you collect watches and cars. How do you feel the two industries kind of play into each other? And is there one that, you know, cars are less liquid, you touched on liquidity. Is there like one that you think is a better asset class? Or
I think watches is a way better asset class.
Got it.
Hands down. I mean, I've been collecting watches and cars. I own a dealership for cars. I own a dealership for watches. And I mean, even on looking at my personal collection, when you buy a watch, right, there's really potential to even make money, you know. With the cars, it's very rare that you make money after driving a car unless you're buying like a collectible.
Yeah.
All these watches are collectible.
Yeah.
You know, with the car, it's very specific which models are collectible. And yeah,
so
definitely
going
watches.
into the brands, how many watches does Richard Mille make a year, and how is that like influencing the demand and the pricing?
Richard Mille makes on average 3,500 watches a year.
3,500.
Nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
No wonder there's so much demand. There's no supply.
There we go. Supply and demand. Yeah. Rolex makes 1 million watches.
Wow.
AP makes 40 to 60,000, and Patek right around 60,000 as well.
And what are the waiting times typically for all of those?
I mean, if you go to the Richard store and you ask for this, they're telling you to like wait till you die.
Yeah.
Like you're not getting it.
To leave, probably.
Yeah, to
right?
leave.
Yeah.
Like they're like they laugh at you. I hear.
Yeah.
Which is really rude. You'll never get laughed at Timepiece Trading. we welcome you with open arms. We tell you we'll have your watch by tomorrow. You know?
What about the others? If you walk into the boutique today.
Rolex is getting a little bit easier.
Yeah.
This year. The prices have come down, so you could possibly get a Rolex. You should try your luck, because if you get the right model, I'll buy it for a profit. Audemars Piguet, very tough right now. Patek, impossible. Richard Mille, also impossible. Yeah, Rolex, you may have a shot from your top four, because they make so many watches, right?
Right.
1 million watches is a lot. So
What about Vacheron?
I feel like Vacheron, you can get a nice overseas at
walk
the
in
boutique,
and-
but I feel like I could sell you one under MSRP, so that's a waste of your time.
Good to know.
Yeah, you could build your relationship with the boutique and go that route, but yeah.
So how many watches do you buy and sell a year now?
I don't know. We sell probably 5 a day. We buy probably 5 a day. It's 10, 3,000, like 4,000, like what Richard Mille does. Yeah.
So I think we kind of skipped around. So we were in your condo, and you guys started with 2 pieces. First year you did 13 million. Now you have this massive office space. What happened in between there?
Oh, just a lot of hard work, hours, blood, and dedication, bro. And serious. I was up till 6:30 last night, and like I'm used to it, and I'm cool with it. I'm 27, and by the time I'm 35, I want to have everything I've ever dreamt of, and I'm gonna work my ass off to do so. We work super small margins and high volume. And, that's my plan. I mean, like yesterday, I think we made 10 sales. I think maybe 5 sales was an understatement.
10's good.
Yeah, I mean, if you do the math, we're doing 100. We did last year 81 million revenue. The year before 113. So if you average 100, that means we're doing 300,000 in sales a day, right? So,
Massive.
yeah, I want to get to at least 500,000 this year, maybe more a day in sales.
Nice. And how do you, now there's the Apple Watch and people are very into fitness and useless, huh?
I mean, I thought it would be dangerous to me and destroy the watch market, but it didn't. Like, bro, the buyer for an Apple Watch and the buyer for a Rolex or a Patek or an AP or an RM are very different.
Yeah.
They're buying it because, like I said, it's an investment, it's an asset. They're not.
I feel like it's more like a fitness wearable though than it is a watch.
The
Like
Apple
that's how
Watch,
people
right?
use it.
Yeah, 100%. And a lot of
And then
people,
they'll switch out for something like their nighttime piece, you know?
like people like will wear the nice watch here and the Apple Watch here. I see that a lot also, double wristing. So it didn't hurt us at all. I thought it would kill the market.
I couldn't imagine. I don't wear one, but just having your phone's buzzing all the time.
I know, it's so many
Your wrist is
notifications.
buzzing too, and this and that. And
This is way nicer, bro.
It's way nicer. Yeah. So you see it kind of like the opposite of the car industry there, where like the electric cars are being pushed more and getting more popular, but you really don't see people that want to wear a nice luxury watch.
Yeah, because this ain't polluting the environment. There's no government restrictions to emissions. Yeah, I don't think.
If you're buying a Lambo, are you really worried about the
Oh,
environment?
hell no.
Well,
I gotta
sure
keep it
some-
real. I love the earth, but I mean, I can't sacrifice the Lambo.
Yeah.
So as an entrepreneur, tell us about some of your other ventures. You've got dummy vapes and
Yeah, so we opened a vape company with 6ix9ine. It's a nicotine vape. We've been in. When did we start the company? Sometime last year. I can't remember when. At our peak, we were selling 700,000 vapes a month. Right now, the company's at it's stabilized, and it's doing okay, and we're consistent. I'm happy with it, but being stable is never good enough. So I started a new vape brand just now with my buddy Steve Will Do It. It's called Steve Will Quit It, and it's a zero nicotine vape. So I feed the addicts and I feed the people who want to not be addicted.
That's your green contribution.
And now we have Timepiece Trading, we have TPT Foreigns, our car dealership. We opened and closed a wrap shop last year. I realized it wasn't what I wanted to do. I don't know what else I got.
Tell us about the handbags.
The handbags, yeah, we've been selling Birkins a lot recently, a couple a month.
Yeah.
We just have a lot of watch clients who get them from the boutique.
Right.
And just don't want to keep all of them that they
Yeah.
get. So they sell us, and we always have a client waiting for these Birkins. So.
And they're like 20 to 30% more than they were as soon as they walk out of the store.
Oh, I think even more.
For like resale value.
Yeah. The client makes majority of the money. I make like 8 to 10%.
Yeah.
The clients are making like double their money who are getting it at retail.
So ladies, if you need a Birkin, Neel's your guy.
Hit us up.
So tell us about a day in the life of Neel TPT.
Day in the life of Neel TPT. Every day I get up, I go to the gym. Gym comes first, guys. It makes you feel amazing, I think. You believe in the gym,
I do.
right? Yeah.
I do every day.
Yeah, it changes your life, I think. And it really leads into discipline throughout the rest of the day. I mean, I come to work, I come late every day, but I'm a night person.
That's why you work for yourself.
Yeah,
So you
no,
can-
but I really am. I get more done at night because there's less people talking to me. When I'm in here,
Yeah.
I mean, we have 20-something employees, and at every moment there's someone coming into my room, bothering me, not letting me get what I'm doing done. But yeah, they're getting other stuff done, and I need to man the whole ship. So I work very late night hours because I'm alone at night, and I can get my computer work done because a lot of our inquiries obviously are online. So, and yeah.
And how many people do you have working here at TPT?
And that's my day, by the way. I just go to the work out and work.
We
That's
figured
it.
that, yeah.
Yeah, work out and work. And how many people do we have at TPT? I don't know. It's around 20. Yeah, and then I have the dealership. I have 2 or 3 people. I have a couple people who help out at the house.
Tell us about the dealership.
The dealership, I think we've sold like 30 cars now. It's been like 8 months. It's not a big operation like Timepiece Trading, but we are doing in the millions in revenue. I don't know how many millions we did last year. It's going very well. I feel like we're learning it like we did the watches. We're getting better and better. And slowly we're going to have a location that you guys can come visit with a lot of stock. I mean, I'm just trying to expand my knowledge first so I can get you guys good prices like I do with the watches. I don't want to do it full on blown out till I'm as confident as I am here.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what advice do you have for younger local Miami entrepreneurs who might be thinking about starting their own business?
Bro, every time you get close to hitting your goal, just make the goal bigger, because you never want to get satisfied. You want to be proud but never satisfied.
I had one more. Shoot.
Yeah, when I moved here, my goal was to make 1,000 a day. Like, I can't cover 1/10 of my 1/5 of my expenses with that. Like my payroll is over 100,000 a year right now. A month, sorry.
And as you get older, more and more and more and more and more too, the expenses just pile up.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
So for the last one, then for the we'll do two more. For the new watch collector, what advice would you have to start out their collection and get building?
Buy what you like before just buying it as an investment, because stocks, watches, all crypto, it's all volatile. You could lose money, you know. You don't want to just buy it as an investment only. You should also buy it to enjoy it, because at the end of the day, that's what these are made for watch enthusiasts to enjoy their watches, just like a car. If you do make money, it's a bonus, you know. And at Timepiece Trading, we sell only stuff that are top tier investments, basically, in the watch world. So buying anything here, you should be very safe, if not very lucky. If you come here, you will do good.
But you can also sell it back to you.
Yeah, we buy them back same day. I mean, no matter how much the watch is, especially if you bought it here, you get funded same day if you want to sell something. Even if you didn't buy it here, we buy it, but we buy everything. Payment on the spot.
Then the last question, I got it from this one. Have you done a watch deal for crypto or a trade for another asset?
Yeah, every week.
Still to today?
Every week?
A watch deal for crypto?
Yeah. Every week.
Yeah. We take crypto for payment.
Nice.
USDT, yeah. Crypto is huge for Miami, you know?
Mm-hmm. Massive.
Yeah.
Traded one for a car or a bag?
Traded what? A watch? I've bought a McLaren for a watch. I have a YouTube vlog about it, guys. That was pretty cool. I traded a watch for a bag. I've taken a watch on trade for a Birkin, I've done all that.
Nice.
I'll take shoes on trade, bro. I've done that before too.
And you did a shoe deal at the Profile event too.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I love shoes.
Boom. I think we got everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Neel, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Guys, follow PROFILEmiami and Timepiece Trading on Instagram for more info.